Hello. How are you guys doing? It's actually pretty early for me to be vlogging. Let's see. Take the remote out. What time is it? It is 10, it says 10:55. It says, the clock reads 10:55. The clock says, the clock reads. It's 10:55. Anyway, I did a live stream tonight, and then I hung out with Alex for about 20 minutes. He was exhausted. He's like, I'm going to bed early tonight. So he went to bed just a little bit ago, and I said, I am going to go do my vlog, and then I'm gonna come back and start uploading it. And then I'm gonna watch The Walking Dead or listen to my audiobook. So yeah, so that's what's been going on. And I was actually just getting some new books. I got the, I may read this as, okay, my hair right now, I have old lady casino hair because I took the world's most fantastic nap today from like 6 to 8:30 or something like that. It was fantastic. Alex was watching, he finished watching Sense8, and then he was watching the first episode of Ozark. And so I took a nap while he was doing that. And then he came downstairs and was eating something. And like burritos, frozen burritos. And I was getting ready for he watched How to Get Away with Murder. I don't watch that show anymore. I used to watch it, but I don't watch it anymore. He used to watch that and Scandal. I think it was on the same night. But anyway, so our day was so relaxing. It was just like so nice and relaxing. I got up, and we went to eat brunch today at our little brunch place that we love. It was interesting because they had pumpkin spice coffee there, which you guys know I'm obsessed with pumpkin spice. So I got it, and I was like, this doesn't taste like pumpkin spice. Like, this just must not have a whole bunch of pumpkin spice in it. And then I got I actually have the coffee mug still in here. It's empty, but here's my to-go cup. To go, and when I was filling it up, I said to the waiter, that's like a friend of ours, I said, this doesn't taste like pumpkin spice. And he's like, yeah, I think they ran out of that, but they just didn't change like the tag on it. I was like, oh, okay. So it's trickery. And then we went to brunch. Then after that, Alex is like, are you gonna make videos and stuff? And I said, you know what? Like, I just kind of want to relax and hang out with you today and not do a whole lot. So I finished doing my vlog, an hour and 55 minutes, you guys. Okay, that was way too much. Tonight, I can promise you, is not gonna be that long. First of all, I just don't have it in me to vlog for 2 hours tonight. And that's that's crazy, an hour and 55 minutes. So anyway, when I finally put it all together, I was like, oh my God. And I was gonna cut out parts, and I thought, screw it, I'm just gonna put it all up. But a lot of you guys seem to really like the really long vlogs. You're like, oh, I watch it in parts, or I watch it while I'm cleaning the house, or listen to it in the background. So I don't know, it makes me so happy. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I've gotten some really, really just wonderful messages from you guys the last couple days, so thank you. And that was it. And we went to brunch, and then we kind of just hung out around the house, and we were with the dogs and stuff. I didn't really do a whole lot. I meant to go to Fresh Time today because I wanted to get stuff to make those like green tea matcha almond drinks with like banana or fruit in it, put different kinds of fruit, but I didn't do that. Just kind of hung out, we didn't really do anything today. Alex took a nap. I read for a little bit. I read for like an hour, and we didn't do anything. It was nice. Do you ever just have those days where you don't do anything? I mean, it was so nice just to not do anything. So that was our day today. And yeah, then I took a nap, and then I got up from the nap, and he was watching that. And so then I waited till he was done, and then he went upstairs and he watched another episode of Ozark. And that's when I started doing the live stream, was when he was doing that. Oh, I did a live stream tonight. So yeah, and that was fun. Although we seem to always talk about food in the live streams. And it seems to become this hilarious conversation. Somebody, So I got on Twitter twice today. As you guys know, like, I'm not trying to get on social media a whole lot, and it's been really good for me. But today, when we were at brunch, I like tweeted out a picture from brunch, and then tonight after the live stream, I just got on there real quick, and somebody, I think it was Sunny, I can't remember who it was, somebody tweeted me and said that they loved like the back and forth between me and Penny in the live stream. And so Penny is somebody that has like watched my videos for a long time, and she always, I consider her like somebody that, I mean, we become friends. So anyway, and she emails me suggestions for books and movies and stuff, and she's just hilarious. And so we have this banter that was going back and forth in the live stream. So there were so many people in there tonight that like consistently come in. It was really fun. I had a good time in the live stream tonight. So thank you guys if you were in there. And so yeah, it was fun. That was I asked Tanya if she wanted to get a fountain pop tonight, and she's like, no, I think I'm just gonna stay in. She's like, I never got to take a nap today, and she's like, I'm really tired. And I said, okay. So guess what? We are on our way to go get a Diet Coke. I know, it's hard to believe, isn't it? I kind of took like a roundabout way so it would take us longer to get there. So we are on our way to go get a Diet Coke at the McDonald's that I always go to. The one that I know that's open 24 hours. Tanya and I talked to her for a long time today, and Alex had like sent me this link. Fleetwood Mac is coming to Indianapolis, and I knew that they were, but I thought that the tickets probably would sell out that quick. You guys know I would love to see Fleetwood Mac, right? I mean, I'd love to see Stevie Nicks alone, but Fleetwood Mac, you know. And I saw them when I was in high school at Market Square Arena in Indianapolis. Like, me and like 3 of my friends went. My dad actually got the tickets because he knew I was such a huge fan. And we had such a good time. I have never in my life seen so many Stevie Nicks lookalikes than at a Fleetwood Mac concert. I mean, it was surreal. It was, and they were all of them like up there like throwing flowers on stage and stuff. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. So, so I was talking to her about that, and we were trying to get tickets, and oh my God, you guys, like the tickets that they have left are like $300 to $1,000. And I was like, oh, no. Like, I would love to see them, but not for any kind of money like that. And Tanya was like, well, how much would you spend? And I was like, I don't know, what do you think? And she goes, to see Fleetwood Mac for the last time that they're probably ever going to be here, she said, I would probably pay $100 to $150. And I said, yeah, I would pay the same thing. So we got on there. Well, we couldn't find, there would be tickets that were that much, but they would be like alone. They wouldn't be like next to each other. I'm like, I'm not going with my good Judy to go see Fleetwood Mac and sit by myself, you know? So I said, Tanya, I don't understand all this. Excuse me. She always, gets concert tickets and stuff. So I said, I don't understand all this. You look it up. You figure it out. If you can find us tickets to each other, next to each other. Plus, I never like, other than going to like music festivals with Alex, I hardly ever go to concerts. I can't remember the last concert that I went to, other than like Ultra. I mean, maybe like seeing Cascade. We're seeing Cascade this upcoming weekend. But not like a concert, you know? Like, I haven't been to one in a long time. One of my friends drove to Louisville to hear, what is her name? I used to love her back in the day. She's the one that sings that Another Sad Love Song. Who is she? I love her. Anyway, she drove down there and saw her. She went by herself because she couldn't get anybody to go with her. And I didn't know she was going, and she had the time of her life. She was like, I danced, oh my God, I almost just had it. She's like, I danced to all of it by myself, and she was like, it was so much fun, and she had a really good time. Anita Baker. Is that Anita Baker that sings that song? Well, that's who she saw, Anita Baker. And I love Anita Baker. I loved her back in the day. But that's not Anita Baker that sings that song. Who is that sings that song? Another Sad Love Song. But I love her too. I had that whole album, whatever that album was. I can see her in my head. Is she the one that has the TV show with her sisters? Oh, she's gorgeous. Why can't I think of what her name is? Tanya watches it. She loves it. They're like all of them singers now. But anyway, so yeah, that was it. Do you guys go to a lot of concerts? I've seen a lot of concerts in my life that were like really, really good. One of the best concerts I ever went to was Sade. Sade was one of the most amazing concerts I have ever seen in my entire life. She literally stood at the microphone and did not move the entire night, and she was fantastic. And, you know, smooth operator and all that kind of stuff, Sade. And then another concert that was really, really fun was Ziggy Marley and the B-52s. I think Ziggy Marley opened for the B-52s, and it was so fantastic. That was one of the best concerts ever. And then I also remember, why can't I think of who that is that sings that song? My friend and I, we went to Farm Aid. Do you guys remember when Farm Aid was around and like Neil Young was there and all these people? We went to Farm Aid. That was fantastic. And but I don't know if it was just Indiana or if it was Farm Aid in general, but it was that year that we went, which would have been, I think, 2001, I think. I'm gonna pull in here and see something. Hold on a second, let me pull into this parking lot. Just another sad love song. I used to love Lauryn Hill too. That Miseducation of Lauryn Hill was such a great. I had my Harry Potter book pulled up. Who is this that sings that song? Toni Braxton, yes. Braxton Family Values. Tanya loves that show. Oh, Toni Braxton, that album. God, what was that album called? Do you guys remember that album? Hold on a second. Miseducation of Lauryn Hill was like one album that was fantastic. Toni Braxton. I'll know it as soon as I see it. Secrets? Yeah, I think that's what it was. Hold on. What year would it have come out? Yep, that was it. Secrets. Oh, I loved her back in the day. It's just another sad love song. Did you guys know that they had pumpkin spice peanut butter? Yeah, we found that out in my live stream tonight. Those are the exciting things you find out in my live stream. But anyway, my friend and I, we went to Farm Aid, and we were leaving. It was like the weirdest group, like Ted Nugent was there, I think, that year, and it was like Neil Young. It was like the weirdest group of like all these different people that you wouldn't necessarily think they were like together, but it was great. And like Bob Dylan was supposed to be there, and he was supposed to be the closing act, and he didn't end up being there, I think, or something like that. Somebody was supposed to be the closing act, and they didn't end up being there or something, and they replaced it. I can't remember how it was, but anyway, I don't know. Maybe this was the closing act. The last act was John Mellencamp, and I was not a big John Mellencamp fan at the time. And somebody asked me on my live stream, they were like, I'm starting to think that you spent a lot of time in Seymour, Indiana. Yeah, I've talked a lot about that one here. My ex was from there. So anyway, and John Mellencamp's from Seymour, Indiana. But anyway, the last performer was John Mellencamp, and so we started leaving, and neither one of us wanted to stay for John Mellencamp. And I will never forget that he started singing R.O.C.K. in the USA. That was like his first song, and we're like literally halfway out walking out of the pavilion. It used to be Deer Creek, then it was Klipsch. I don't know what it is now. They've got it, but it's got like this outside pavilion, and then people sit in the lawn too, but we were like sitting in the pavilion. We like really good seats. When we started leaving, and the song came on, and the people went crazy. I mean, to tell you, to this day, I have to tell, and maybe it was because he's from Indiana, I don't know, but that concert was like, people were crazy. I mean, people were like rushing into the pavilion trying to dance and get closer and get closer and closer. John Mellencamp was one of the most fantastic performers I have ever seen live in my life. In my life. I mean, he was unbelievable. So good. And then I became a John Mellencamp fan. And now I'm like, I love John Mellencamp, so. Little ditty by Jack Dine. Do you guys remember that song? That's like my least favorite John Mellencamp song. My favorite Mellencamp songs are Little Pink Houses and Cherry Bomb. Those are like my two favorite songs. And if you don't know what you don't know is a lot. Right outside of Seymour, Indiana, where he's from, and there is I think he might be from the town that, yeah, he's from Seymour, because when you pull into Seymour it says home of the Oktoberfest and John Cougar Mellencamp. But anyway, I remember back in the day when people used to call him Johnny Cougar. But if you pull into the other exit, not the main exit, but the exit before it, if you're coming from Indianapolis, I think it's the Jackson exit. When you go over this bridge to the left, there's this restaurant, and the restaurant's called Rockford Place, and it's like this drive-in, and oh my god, their food is so good. It's like this little locally owned drive-in. Well, right next to it is this house, okay? And the house sits up, and I'll never forget the first time that we went there, or we went to this Rockford Place, and like, the house right next to it, I don't know if they still own it or not, but it had like a Porsche and like a Range Rover. It had like all these amazing cars like parked outside, right? And I said to my ex, I was like, who lives there? My God. He goes, oh, that's John Mellencamp's parents. Like, that's the house that he grew up in or something, or like family members of his lived there or something. He's like, that's the house supposedly in Little Pink House, like, you know, the one, what's the song where it's like grew up in a 6-room house or whatever? That's supposedly the house. One year, for Oktoberfest, which like, they have this Oktoberfest, which is the first weekend in October every year, so it'll be next weekend that they have Oktoberfest there. They have like all kinds of fun stuff. They have a cakewalk. It is so much fun. It's like this little carnival. It's fun. Just walk around and stuff. But anyway, we were like walking around town with friends and stuff, and John Mellencamp was sitting outside this guitar shop. Nobody was even bothering him. He was just sitting there playing guitar with this other guy like outside the guitar shop, and he was just playing like on the street at night. It was like so cool. So yeah. My hair like looks especially white tonight. I don't know why, but it does. I was talking in my live stream how like every day somebody sends me a picture and they're like, I found your twin, I found your twin. And it's always this Gianluca Vacci, who is, I think he's from Italy. And he's like this born into being a billionaire. And he like does like, he like DJs music and stuff, but like not really. He just lives this fantastic life. He's always hanging out with like Justin Bieber and like Snoop Dogg and stuff. He and his like girlfriend or wife, I can't remember if it's his girlfriend or wife. She's gorgeous though. I think he's got to probably be like in his late 50s, early 60s, maybe like 60, something like that. But anyway, people think we look so much alike, and I do not see it. And I'm like, except for that we have white hair. I mean, he's muscular, first of all. And I'm like, yeah, except for that he is, you know, he's a 10 times better body than I am, and about $1 billion more than I do. He's always in Miami when we're there. Like, he goes for Ultra a lot. I've never seen him there. I always think that we're gonna like run into him or something. If I saw him, I would go up to him and I'd be like, can we get our picture together? Because people say we always look like, he'd be like, yeah, we don't look anything alike. I'm like, I know, but it will be funny for me, please. Oh, now I've got that stupid Jack and Diane song stuck in my head. I hate that song. Do you guys ever go into Michael's? Like, I love Michael's, but I end up always wanting to spend some, I'm saying that because there's Michael's right there, but I always want to spend so much money while I'm in there, and then the line is always so long at Michael's, and like to get through it, and it just is, I'm like, this is not worth it. For a latch hook box. No, or I'm gonna make some bracelets. Tanya and I always go in there, and she always gets, like, she likes the Walmart craft section too, but Tanya always gets real crafty around Christmas time. She's like, I'm gonna make all of these, what do you call it? She's like, I'm gonna make all these homemade gifts. Do you guys see that my face is like red? So I have to tell you that I do not know if it is from doing face masks But that also coincides with the same time that I started taking that Halo Beauty Kiwi, which I don't have any like side effects or anything from it, but do you think that it could make my face like red? Like, why would it do that? Is it like boosting something in my skin that's making my face red? But I also have been doing face masks, like today was the first day, I think. Well, today I didn't do one, and then like 2 days ago I didn't do one. So 2 or 3 days ago, I don't know, one of these days this week I didn't do one, but I've been consistently doing face masks every day. It was so funny because people were commenting, they were like, I really want to do the cup of coffee face mask. I really want to do the cup of coffee face mask. Okay, let me tell you something. For Lush, like, I don't recommend, here's the thing, okay? Like, a lot of these masks that I buy they're kind of expensive, right? And you don't get a lot of use out of them. I mean, you really don't. And then it's like, if you don't, and I've been using this one for a while. The expiration date was like 2 weeks ago, and it's still good. It's still completely fine. And other people that I know that have used Lush products are like, if you can use them like a month afterwards, and they're still good. But the thing is that like, this is like the first mask of any brand that I've used that like, you get a lot of use out of what you buy. It is totally, totally worth it. Like, it is really worth it. So, I mean, if you're looking for a good mask to do, especially in the morning, because I feel like it does wake me up. And I was telling Alex that today, and he's like, well, do you think it's from the coffee? I'm like, I don't know what it's from. I'm sure it is from the coffee. It's like, it's supposed to help you become like alert and stuff. And the other thing is that after I'm done like having it on, I just get in the shower and it like washes right off. Like, it washes right, it's real easy to get off. And so, I mean, all the masks, all the Lush masks wash off really, really easy, but like, it especially washes off really easily. But I don't like doing like a mask and then washing it off with like a washcloth. I always still feel like I have it on me, so I just like to take a shower afterwards. Does that stuff bother you, or do you guys not care? Except for the overnight, like, hydrating Neutrogena masks, those little cups that I've gotten. And I have another overnight mask that I use sometimes, and I wake up and it makes me feel so fresh and clean. Like, when I get up in the morning, I love that. If I do one of those, I typically wash my face, and I wash it with this Kalamazoo beard and face wash from Lush. And then the Kiehl's face wash for men I keep in the shower, so when I take a shower I use that. But then I wash my face with like hot water, and then I use really cold water on it. And then after that I put it all over my face. If I don't do that at night, I've been using the water cream. I think it's Tatcha, if that's how you pronounce it. Elle Leary actually sent me that, and I have like really made that stuff last. It's in a really little jar. It is fantastic. I love that stuff. And then I'll put that on overnight. Or like the Benefit, I think it might be called the water cream too, or hydrating cream, I don't know. But when you wake up in the morning, it doesn't feel like you have to wash it off. It's just like really clean, you know, and it makes you feel like, I don't know, fresh and clean, fresh and clean. Am I at 23 minutes already? Oh my God. See, this is how it ends up being so long when I don't expect it to, you know? So, my mom back in the day, she used to wash her face with bar soap, but like every once in a while, because she would always tell me just wash your face with bar soap, but I feel like genetically we were just, I didn't have a lot of skin problems growing up and stuff like that. My husband did. Stories that okay, it's gonna stop, hold on. The stories he has told me about like acne treatments and stuff, I feel so bad for him. And I've had a lot of friends that have had to go through the same thing. I had a friend of mine that she got chickenpox in high school, and it was so bad, and she like picked at it and stuff too, I think, but she had to have dermabrasion, like several, like this is back in the day. I don't know how they do dermabrasion now or what. I'm sure they have 100,000 new procedures, but back in the day it was like that dermabrasion, and she would say it hurt so bad, and she would have to go in there to get like the scars removed off of her face and stuff. I always felt so bad for her. But yeah, but every once in a while my mom would use that like Pond's cream. Do you remember that Pond's? Does anybody still use it? I swear to God, I can smell it just talking about it right now. I've used it too, but I'm so thirsty for a... Everybody keeps on telling me to go to this Duluth Trading Company. They're like, they have a lot of stuff that you would like. They have like Western shirts and stuff. I haven't been there. Do you guys have a Duluth Trading Company? Have you heard of it? You guys are watching this on October 1st. Oh my God, I am so ready. So this fellow booktuber that I know, he was like posting that he made like a schedule of all of the movies that he's gonna watch in October. And I was like, oh, that's such a good idea. Maybe I'll do the same thing. And, but tomorrow is October 1st, so we have to start reading all the scary books, and I'm gonna put up my October TBR tomorrow. I just bought tonight, Goblet of Fire, the fourth Harry Potter book. That's the October book that we're reading. It is 20 hours, okay? Like 20 or 21 hours. But I heard that people love Goblet of Fire, so I'm real excited about that. So Goblet of Fire is the October book. So if you want to read Harry Potter's Goblet of Fire with me, I'm doing it on my BookTube channel. And then, I can't believe that I'm almost halfway through the Harry Potter books and I had never read them before, except for the very first one. Let's just make that clear. Except for the first one. I had read that one before. So anyway, I'm excited about it. And, yeah, so what else? Oh, and I bought Grady Hendrix's new book. I think it's called something like We Sold Our Souls. And, he is the one that wrote My Best Friend's Exorcism, which was a really good book that I read last year. Excuse me, did I read that last year? I think I did. It was good. It was actually about a girl, and like the front cover of it looked like a VCR tape, and it was actually about a girl that like was possessed, but it took place in the 80s, and all the cultural references were like, if you grew up in the 80s and you're looking for a scary book to read this month, I mean, and you want something really good, it is really good, you guys. My Best Friend's Exorcism, I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. And please tell me there is not some long line at McDonald's on a Sunday late night. That can't be the case. Or are they just pulling into the parking place? My pumpkin pie chapstick. I need to get some Aleve, but I really don't want to go. And just, it's so expensive when I get it at, I mean, it's not so expensive at Meijer or Walmart, but when you can get like 3 times as much at Costco, that is one thing that's like really, like you're saving money there. For my Diet Coke. I wonder if they have pumpkin pies yet. Do you think they have them? If they have them, I'm getting a pumpkin pie. You're like, Peter. You know what I found? That I have to... Okay, I have messed this whole thing all up. I didn't get me ordering a Diet Coke or anything on there. Because I was trying to adjust it, move it farther away, and then she asked for my order, and then we've been sitting in line. There were 3 cars ahead of us, now there's just 1 car ahead of us. So anyway, I was talking about all kinds of stuff. I don't even know what I was talking about now. I was talking about that you can like, I was reading a sign where you can like mobile order it and pay. Have you guys done this? I didn't even know that you could do that. Who'd care when you can just drive through the McDonald's and get your Big Mac or whatever? God, I miss Big Macs. That Big Mac sauce is so good. It's basically just Thousand Island dressing, right? My mom back in the day, she loved the Sundays. The McDonald's Sundays. She'd get them and watch Oprah. My mom would call me. She used to watch those, like, do you remember, like, on Sunday nights? Well, maybe it wasn't just on Sunday nights, but it would be, like, the 9 to 11 o'clock movie. And then she'd watch the evening news. Well, she would get these coupons at the grocery store for, like, a gallon of ice cream. And it would be, like, for 99 cents. And my mom never, like, she never liked fancy ice cream. She just liked, like, vanilla and stuff like that. So she'd call me and she'd say, I feel so sick. And I'd be like, why, Mom? And she'd say, I had this coupon for 99 cents. She said this to me all the time. She'd say, I had this coupon for 99 cents for ice cream, for a gallon of ice cream at Marsh. And I got it and I almost ate the whole thing. I feel so sick to my stomach. And I'd be like, Mom, oh my God. God, why did you eat the whole gallon of ice cream? She was like, well, it was over 2 hours while I was watching this movie, but I just kept on going. It was so good. I just kept on going in there. And she put a little bit of chocolate in it. Do you remember the Hershey's chocolate cans? And then you like open on the side things and you pour a little bit on there. My mom back in the day, she could make the best ice cream sundaes. She put like those Spanish peanuts on there. I was gonna do that this summer, remember? I think I talked about it on here and I never did. She put all kinds of stuff. I loved that. Do you remember when you were a kid? Well, some of you are probably like, I still do it. I probably would too. But do you remember when like the ice cream would all melt and at the end all you'd have is the ice cream soup and you'd sit there and eat it with a spoon? That was fun, wasn't it? Somebody's got a big order. 50 Big Macs. I could probably eat 50 Big Macs. Somebody said they watched Rear Window last night. Oh my God, I love that movie. This poor girl, she is frustrated. She keeps on walking back and forth and like looking out here to see if it's like a new person to pay. I feel bad for her. She's literally here like every night. She's so sweet. Do you know what one of my favorite stores is? Well, it's FedEx office now, but it was Kinko's back in the day. Do Kinko's still exist? I used to love Kinko's back in the day. That was Tanya asking me what I'm doing. If I get this fountain Coke and then she says she wants a fountain pop, I'm gonna be like, girl, seriously? When I get done, I'm gonna pull in here. But I used to go to Kinko's all the time and I would go in there and just like blow money on shit that I didn't need, like office supply kind of stuff, because I loved it. I would buy like Post-it notes for the house and pens, and because like all the like CVS and those kinds of places, Walgreens back in the day, they didn't have like, well, I guess Walmart, but I don't remember them having like really, really great like office supply sections like Meijer now. I mean, Meijer and Walmart have like incredible office supply sections. Walmart has like an entire row of all of the most amazing Sharpies you can ever imagine in your entire life.
Dr. Beer?
Diet Coke. I may have said root beer, I'm sorry. Are you laughing at me? You having a good night?
No, I'm ready to go home.
You ready to go home?
Yeah.
What time do you get to go home?
At 4 in the morning.
Aww. It'll go real quick, I know. Have a good one.
You too.
I keep on meaning to wash my windows every day and I keep on forgetting, you guys. What was I gonna say? Oh, well, now Walmart has like this incredible, you know, like they have a whole section of like Post-it notes. Meijer is like, they redid their whole section and it's like gorgeous now. And they have this whole kiosk kind of thing of Post-it notes. And I'm like, oh my God, I would love to have every single one. I'm obsessed with Post-it notes and Sharpies. Period. I love it. Oh. Thank you. How much you want to bet this is gonna be a root beer? And I'm not gonna care either way. Because I like root beer just as much as Diet Coke. That is straight up a Coke. Oh, I don't even like Coke. I don't hate it, but oh, I didn't get a root beer and I didn't get a Diet Coke. I got a Coke. Oh well. That's the worst thing that happens to me today. I guess I have a pretty good life. Yeah, I'm gonna ask her if she wants a fountain. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, She said, where are you at? I said, driving around doing my vlog. You want a fountain? Let's see what she says. If she says yes now, after I asked her earlier and she said no, I'm going to be like, Tanya Jean. But I'm just going to drink this Coke because I'm not going to waste $1.08. Waste not, want not. It actually kind of tastes good. Do you ever, like, different places that you go? I mean, not just fast food places. We were having this conversation last week, but like with different, like Mexican food, I always like, I just said I don't like Coke, but with Mexican food, I always get a real Coke. She said, how far away? I love Coke with Mexican food. Recently, I usually, like if we go out to dinner, I don't get a Diet Coke. I usually get Dr. Pepper and Mr. Pibb. She said, okay. Oh, Tanya. I said, on my way. She said, okay. She said, the first one, she said, OL. Then she said, okay. And then I said, on my way. And she said, okay. Oh, I can smell that McDonald's. Somebody asked me in my live stream tonight, Burger King fries or McDonald's fries? As if that's even a question. McDonald's fries all the way. They're so delicious. Yeah, thank you, Tony, for setting my schedule back. I was going to have this uploaded and ready to go, and I was going to watch The Walking Dead. Oh, well. I'd rather hang out with my good Judy anyway. But recently, I've been going to get, when we go out to eat, I've been getting Dr. Pepper and Mr. Pibb, which I typically do, or root beer, but like, I haven't liked it. And you know, like to get a fountain Coke, like not a fountain Coke, to get a pop at a restaurant like Cheesecake Factory, do y'all know it's like $4? Like that is ridiculous to me. So I'm like, listen, I don't need all that, okay? I don't even like the Dr. Pepper there that much anywhere, Mr. Pibb or whatever they have. It's always watered down, and then I only ever drink one of them, so it's like $4. I don't need that, so I'm just getting water from now on. I'll tell you where it does not have the best Coke though, and that is McDonald's. That Coke is sugary. It's like real sugary. Oh. Did you ever see the movie Crimes of a Heart? Oh my God. When Jessica Lange comes in the kitchen that morning and Diane Keaton's making that lemonade. Oh no, it's Sissy Spacek making the lemonade. That is one of my favorite movies of life. I love that movie so much. It was a Marcia Norman play first, I think. I think it was Marcia Norman, I'm almost positive of that. But anyway, Kathy Bates played Diane Keaton's role in the movie, or in the play, she played it. But anyway, you know Kathy Bates was like this huge actress, like play actress, right? Before she ever got discovered for Misery. That was like her first role. And anyway, she had played all these roles that movie stars had played for years. So anyway, that scene is so funny. And Jessica Lange and Diane Keaton are sitting there and they're looking at her. And Sissy Spacek's name is Babe in the movie. And she's cutting up these lemons, making lemonade. And she gives some to Jessica Lange and she goes, is it good? It's not too tart, is it? And Jessica Lange takes a taste of it and she goes, because it's like so sugary. And she goes, oh no, she goes, it's just fine or something like that. And she goes, Sissy Spacek goes, well, I like sugar, I'm gonna put more sugar in mine. My friends and I, we used to say that line to each other all the time back in the day. I like sugar, I'm gonna put more sugar in mine. That is such a great movie. It's so depressing though. I love all those like depressing ass movies. That Night Mother, that was one of my favorite movies back in the day. That was with Sissy Spacek too. Sissy Spacek's one of my faves. What else? What would be another one of my faves? So I can smell the sewer or something out here. Whoo! What is that? Sewer pipe break or something? Damn. Oh, this whole area stinks. Look, Tanya's door. you want a fountain? Hey, guess what? I just got one, just like you, good JD. Like your good neighbor, State Farm is there. Do you guys sing commercials that you see on TV all the time? I do. What's your favorite commercial? I love the commercial where the woman is sitting there and she's pushing the remote for the TV and it won't change the channel. And so she, like the garage door is going up and down. I don't know why that one cracks me up so much. All right, you guys, I'm gonna have a, get a fountain with Tanya and I'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, I'm back. I just dropped Tanya off. Took her to the gas station and I did not. I just kept my fountain Coke from McDonald's. She got 2 bottles of Coke. And then we drove around for a second. She's tired. She's like, I'm tired, but I can't sleep. I said, don't you hate that? I said, I took a 2.5 hour nap or 2 hour nap. It was fantastic. It was so good. And I'm gonna go home and watch some Walking Dead. Alex was saying earlier about Ozark, he's like, there's so many good shows on Netflix right now that I haven't seen. And I was like, well, Ozark's not new. And he's like, I know, but it's really, really good. And a lot of you have told me to watch Ozark, so I guess I should watch it. My hair is so messed up. Who cares, right? It was so funny when I held up those books that I got, that Christopher Pike book, somebody commented on the video and was like, oh my God, that was one of my favorite books growing up. I was like, how do you know this exact one? There's so many of these books like this. He's Christopher Pike and, what do you call them? R.L. Stein books. There's so many. Out tonight. It got a little cooler though. It was 83 today and it's 67 right now. It's nice outside. I like evenings like this. I actually like it when it's a little bit colder than this and you can wear hoodies and stuff like that. I'm ready for that weather. I got that hoodie the other day at Meijer and I still haven't worn it yet, but I'm kind of saving it. Maybe if it's cooler on Tuesday night, I'll wear it to the meeting. I think it's supposed to be cooler on Tuesday. I think it's actually supposed to be like maybe warm tomorrow and Tuesday, and then it's supposed to get colder. I know it's supposed to get colder this week sometime. I'm ready for it. Wasn't there a poem called like The Frost is on the Pumpkin or something like that? My mom used to always say something about the frost on the pumpkin. I can't remember what she said though. It's like weird, like all of October, like October 1st through Halloween, you know, it's all like Halloween. But then like right after that, that in between, you know, like November 1st and like Thanksgiving, it's like not really celebratory anything. But then after Thanksgiving, it's like Christmas, you know? So many people were commenting about their decorating for Christmas. I'm excited about it this year. Maybe we'll do a little bit more than usual and get a little festive around the house. I always get sad thinking about like Halloween and Christmas a little bit. This year I do, because when we went to the vet and I had asked her originally, I said, you know, like, I don't want to start crying tonight, but I said to her, like, well, what are you hoping for, like, you know, with PP? And I said, and she goes, you mean like how long? And I said, yeah. And she said, I'd like to see him make 13 and a half. Well, he's 12 and a half right now, which means, but he's good, you know, like, I mean, he has good days and he has bad days. And that's when I looked at her and I just started sobbing, you know. She's like, Peter, we know dogs aren't going to live to be 40, you know, or whatever she said. But she did say, she said, I'd like to get the cough under control. And if we could get the cough under control, she was like, then he might just like die of old age. And because if the cough isn't bothering him, then we've kind of stopped it, you know, a little bit, like because he has, you know, heart disease. He has an enlarged heart. And she's like, but if it's not bothering him, she's like, you know, then he'll be fine. And I said, so the cough is the problem. She's like, the cough is the problem. And she showed me the x-rays and stuff. And she's been awesome. We have such an amazing vet, and but like he's doing really good on the medicine. Tonight he just took his medicine like that. He's so used to it now, and poor little guy. But he either has days where he coughs a lot, like not even a lot, but like he'll have a couple coughing, spurts, or he will have, like this whole weekend, I don't really remember him coughing a whole lot. I mean, maybe just like once. Yeah, I don't really remember him coughing. When it first started, it was like he'd cough and he'd cough and he'd cough. And there's been days, I mean, I've talked about it on here, there's been days when the cough has been bad, but I would say by and large, we have more good days than we have coughing days. Well, definitely, I would say that right now. And I was worried about the summer with the heat and stuff outside, and he does seem to like the cooler weather a little bit. Like tonight, he was like running around in the yard when I took him out before I left to go vlogging, and he and Boo and Tucker were like kind of just like running all over the yard and stuff, and he seems to like the cooler weather. He seems to be a little bit better in, so I don't know. The changing of the weather is hard for him, it seems like. We'll see how he does. Little guy's so sweet. Boo and Tucker seem to really know when he's not feeling well, and it's like Boo follows him around because like Boo wants to be Pee-Pee, but like Tucker and Pee-Pee are like best friends, and like Tucker will like lay right next to him when Pee-Pee's like kind of just like a little bit lethargic and tired, and then Tucker will just lay like real close right next to him. It's very sweet. They all three of them get along really, really well. The Dollar Tree, Dollar General. People were telling me that I need to go there to review stuff for my review channel. I guess I need to. I haven't even been in there. It's been a long time since I've been in there. And there's Burlington Coat Factory, and I've been wanting to go in there and see the stuff that they have, because somebody told me they have a bunch of stuff like gadgets and stuff like that, but I haven't been in there yet. I actually bought, so I'm doing a review of something, but I'm going to talk about whether or not it's really worth how much it is. And it's something that I got at Bed Bath & Beyond, but I bought something very similar to it today for cheaper. So, I'm going to make that video this week too. I was thinking about maybe actually making that my first video, but, I don't know. I've told everybody I was going to do the pumpkin spice, so I feel like I have to do the pumpkin spice now. That's my first video. The pumpkin spice from Starbucks just takes a lot of like planning to put it together. I mean, not really. I just have to go in and buy all the pumpkin spice stuff, but pumpkin pie chopstick. But yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't really take a whole lot of planning. It doesn't take any planning. You just go buy this shit and taste it, right? It's just like, it's not that deep. I'm excited about that channel. I'm so excited about the review channel. I know I've said it on here a million times, but like, every time Tanya and I are together, she's like, oh, you should try this, or you should try that, or whatever. And I'm like, okay. This hand stuff just rolls and rolls and rolls around the car. People are asking me if they're going to be like daily videos. I'm not going to start it doing daily videos. I'm going to try to do like 2 to 3 times a week starting, and then hopefully over time progressively doing more and more. Once I get kind of like used to the idea of like having another video to do, I will do more and more. But starting out, because I also want to put some like, like people seem to really like the intro to it, of how it was like, it was horribly edited, let's just be for real. But it was like cut here and cut there, cut there. I mean, I don't want it just to be me sitting in a chair going, well, I really like this hand sanitizer and you should go buy it. It's $3.49 at Meijer. Yes, and it smells so good. That's not how I wanted to do it. Like I want to do them, I want them to be fun. I want to do some in the kitchen. I want to do some outside. I want to go places and do some of them. So like, I want it to be more of a channel where I'm like moving around. I don't want it to be like I'm just sitting in one place. Do you know what I mean? I do feel like though I need to get like just like a square like card table or something, like white card table that I could do some of them on. So I wonder how much a card table would cost, like at Lowe's or Home Depot or something like that. I can't imagine if they're that expensive. Please don't turn off. I can't imagine if they're that expensive. Can you? I don't think they are. We'll see. But I want to do that so that I can, like, some stuff that I review, I can just sit there and, you know. Have it on my little card table. Chili's. The home of the greatest California club in the whole world. Chili's. Tanya's not a big lover of Chili's either. Alex hates it. Whenever I go, do you want to go to Chili's? He goes, no. He does not like Chili's. I just enjoy going out to eat. And I like going places that aren't like super like high maintenance, if you know what I mean. And what I mean by that is like you have to get dressed up real nice to go. I just don't enjoy all that. I like places that are kind of like, I either like if it's like a weekend, I like to go to some place that's kind of like loud and fun, like a pizza place, or like, you know, I don't know, or I like to go someplace that is like, you know, mood lighting and kind of like quiet and, you know, all that. I do like the kind of atmosphere of Cheesecake Factory. I know that's cheesy, but it's always kind of like low lit in there, and their booths are huge. We always get a booth. Their booths are huge, and so I like that. Just another sad love song. I can't believe I forgot that was Toni Braxton. I love that song. Do you guys watch Braxton Family Values? Is it even on anymore? I should have asked Tanya that tonight. Tanya was like, you seemed really, she was in my live stream tonight. She's like, you seemed really tired in your live stream. I said, I didn't feel tired. I said, I actually just woken up from a nap. She says, well, you're just kind of really mellow in there tonight. I said, I've just been kind of really just like mellow a lot lately. Mellow yellow. This review channel is kind of giving me an excuse to like go shopping a little bit for things, but I feel like I have a reason for it, if that makes sense. And I was just like looking at the mall, and I was like, I used to love, I never liked the mall. I was never like a big like mall person. I mean, even in high school, like when we would go to the mall and stuff like that, but I didn't love it. I've always kind of been a shopper that like, when I have something in mind that I want to buy, like go and I get it and then I leave. I'm not like, let's just walk from store to store to store. At the outlet mall, I do enjoy actually doing that, but that's like the only place. But, so, but like I haven't like gone and actually like shopped in a long time. These apartments up here are supposed to be real cute. That one looks huge, my God. I wonder if that's like the, what do you call it? This hotel's supposed to be real cute too. I wonder if that place over there, that the apartment they had lit up was like the show apartment, because it was like all lit up, every room. Do you ever think that, like I drive around a lot at night, like, you know, in residential areas, and you see like the show home, you know, like when you go into a neighborhood and it'll be like all lit up, and it's like, why is this all lit up at, you know, what, 3 o'clock in the morning, and the TVs are going inside. You can see them in the house. You know what I'm talking about? Like the show houses that you can like go into a neighborhood, and if you want to like build a house in that neighborhood, you go look at the show house or whatever. But it's like every light in the entire house is on 24 hours a day. And it's like, okay, why do we need all of these lights on all day long? Maybe they keep them on really light like that so people don't break into those houses. But do you think people would really, well, maybe they would. I don't know if they're show homes. But I don't think they probably would. There's like nobody out tonight. But it is a Sunday night. Alex, like last night, I was when I got home, and like he and I got home like about the same time, and I was like looking at my phone, and I go, where did you guys go tonight? Because he had told me like where he was at one point, and he goes, oh, we were here, and then we ended at this bar Revel downtown, and I go, and I'm like looking at my phone, I'm like, there was a shooting there like a half an hour ago. And he goes, was there really? And I go, yeah, there was a shooting right on the street. Like somebody was fatally shot. And he was like, he goes, there were cops everywhere. He was like, he goes, that's scary. And I said, yeah, I said, it's like, apparently in Indianapolis this weekend, we had like 4 fatal shootings in Indianapolis. Like one was like on the north side, one was downtown, one was like in a neighborhood. I mean, they were all over, but it's scary to think that, you know? Especially like all those people leaving and nobody even knew that it was going on. Alex's cousin was at, she was working that country music event in Las Vegas when the shooting happened. And like she's like still not okay about it. Like, she said it was so scary. A lot of sadness out there in the world. But there's a lot of happiness out there in the world too. It's important to... My mom used to always, like, she would read the paper every day, and she would always start with the obituaries. And I would say, why do you always start with the obituaries? And she would say, well, I have to know somebody that I know passed away. But, like, she would read the whole newspaper, and she would always, like, become very fixated on, like, the sad stuff that had happened. And I would say, like, isn't there anything, like, happy? She liked this one section that was called Let It Out. I don't know if they still have it in the newspaper or not, but it was funny. Does anybody still get the newspaper? Do you guys still get the newspaper? I used to get it every day and do the crossword, but that was, like, the only thing I got the newspaper for. And she, this section, Let It Out, I think I've talked about this on here before. It was hilarious. It would be like this section where people would, like, write in, and they'd be like, go Colts. Or they would say, the lady that lives 3 streets down, or the lady that lives 3 houses down from me never mows her lawn, and it makes me angry. And but like they're just like anonymous, right? And people could just like complain. It's funny. Oh, my mom loved that stuff. Do you ever see like people driving around in hats and you're like, I want that hat. I want this hat. I want this trucker hat this dude had on. I'm always looking for new trucker hats. Okay, this church right here, I drove by it earlier today. It has this like this whole corner. It's all pumpkins. I wish I could show you guys, but it's so dark you wouldn't be able to see it. It's all pumpkins right there. They're having like a pumpkin patch sale right there. And I almost stopped and got pumpkins, but I didn't. Pumpkin, pumpkin, pumpkin. Pumpkin spice. Somebody told me tonight that I should go as Harry Potter for Halloween. In my live stream. Somebody came in there, they're like, are you the gay version of Hemingway? I've never gotten that before, but I have gotten a lot of people tell me that I look like Ernest Hemingway. My mom would have liked that. She loved Ernest Hemingway's books. It's weird to think that, like, when my cousin's son, like when Caroline started doing Halloween, would have been like right after my mom passed away, and he would have been at the time 7, and yeah, 7, yeah, 7, and so that would have been the first year that Caroline did like the Halloween party, because my mom used to always do it, right? And Caroline did it all these years, and then like last year I think was like the first year. Was last year the first year? This second year that she didn't do it. I can't remember. But anyway, I was talking about this the other night. But I was thinking, like, you know, I said to her when we had lunch, I was like, are you gonna do, I called it brunch, she called it lunch. I said, are you gonna do Halloween? She goes, no. She's like, I'm gonna do Thanksgiving. I want you guys to come over. She was like, but I'm not gonna do Halloween. And I was thinking, I was like, it's so weird, you know, like, he's graduating from he's a senior in high school, and to think, like, all those Halloweens, you know, and I remember when he was born, and I ran into the hospital room, and my mom was sitting there holding him, and she was so happy, and, you know, my aunt, my mom would take him to the Children's Museum all the time, and every Halloween they would take him to they have a haunted house at the Children's Museum in Indianapolis, and they would, there's like, they do it like a couple days with the lights on, so it's not scary. And they would take him through the haunted house with it's not a scary haunted house anyway, it's like a children's haunted house, but for like real small kids or kids that get scared easily, or people like me that don't like haunted houses, they would you could walk through with the lights on, and so they would take him through with the lights on. And then I remember him getting real excited about, you know, picking out his costumes, and his half brothers at the time were like how old are 30, so yeah, they were like 12 to 15 at that time, and they would like help him like put his costumes together and stuff like that. And now he's graduating from high school. It's weird, isn't it? How time goes by so quick. I think my cousin's gonna have a harder time with it than she knows. I remember with Tanya, she thought she was gonna be so okay when Nick graduated from high school. And then she just, like, I remember at his graduation party, she just was, like, after, she was fine for the graduation party, and then I was, like, afterwards helping her clean up and stuff like that, and she just broke down. She's like, I can't believe it's over. It's like you're starting, like, a whole new chapter, you know, Tanya, you're starting a whole new chapter. She's like, I know, but it just feels so weird. It just feels like it was yesterday, you know? And then, oh, it's gonna stop. I'm at 23 minutes and 32 seconds. Anyway, and then he went to college for a year, and then he joined the Marines, and she's so proud of him for that. But he was stationed in Japan. I cannot tell you how many times. I think, like, Tanya and I have always driven around and gotten fountain pops, but I think that was really, like, a big time that really started. Because she would call me, and she'd say, what are you and Alex doing? And I would be like, Alex is going to bed. And she'd say, can you come and get me? And I'd say, yeah. And she'd say, Eric went to sleep. And so Tanya and I would drive around late at night. And, like, she'd get a fountain pop and we just laugh and, stuff like that and tell stories. But sometimes she'd say, I need to see my kid. Like, I need to see him and I need to touch him and make sure that he's okay. Like, And I had another friend of mine whose son was in the Marines. She said like almost the exact same thing one time. She just got back from seeing him because he lives in Florida now. His girlfriend, and she just got back from seeing him, and she's so proud of him. But she's like literally, I saw her the night after she got. Well, I showed it on here probably. I think that she got back, and the first thing she said to me in the car was, she was like, when we started talking about her vacation, she was like, I miss him already, and I was like, you just saw him. She's like, I know, but I miss him already. She's like, it's kind of something that you don't understand unless you have kids. And, I think it's hard for her. She wants a place in Florida so bad. She's like, I know, but as soon as we get a place in Florida, they'll move. Tanya's always wanted to retire to Tennessee. Lake somewhere. She loves Tennessee. That's the thing, I think it's important to really give your energy and your time and stuff to the people that are really important in your life. Like those people, like your close friends and family, Alex picked up this, I had talked about this on here, but I didn't tell the specifics of it. I'm not going to, but I got this really, really nice, card this week with a picture in it, this bracelet, and I had it on the counter, and Alex picked it up and read it, and his eyes just teared up, and he was like, this is so nice, what she said to you, Peter. And, I was like, I know. You guys are so wonderful. I get the messages you guys send me and the cards you give me and the direct messages and comments and stuff are just, you guys are wonderful to me. You really are. I really, really appreciate it. And the times that I'm down and struggling, those are the things that I hold on to. So thank you. I really appreciate it. It feels like it's 4 o'clock in the morning, but honest to God, it is. Let's see. Does anybody know what time it is? It is 12:52. Oh, my Harry Potter book is playing. Why is it doing that? Oh, Harry. It's not even that late for me to. I've already had my fountain pop with Tanya, or I've gone and driven around with her. I already got my fountain pop. I've already vlogged. I'm almost done. And yeah. So anyway, you guys ready for a new week to start? When you're watching this, it is October 1st, and it is Monday, and the week has begun, and October has begun, and Halloween has started, and it's going to be a very spooky month, and we'll tell spooky stories on here. How about that? A few ghost stories. I love ghost stories. Did you guys ever sit around when you were kids and tell ghost stories and stuff like that? I loved that. It was so much fun. But then I get so scared, Anyway, all right, you guys, I'm gonna get off here because I don't know how long this is, but I have a feeling that at this point it's probably close to an hour, and I don't want to do an hour and a half tonight because I don't want anybody. I'll do longer vlogs. I know you guys like them, but it's easier for me to do that longer like that when I film it throughout the day. But I know there are people out there too that are like, oh my God, 2 hours, an hour and a half, just talk forever. I could talk forever. I really could. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful beginning of your week. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.